And showtime, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of the ChannelPro 5-Minute Roundup. We'll look at news, trends, and tips for the SMB channel in 5 minutes or thereabouts. My name is Rich Freeman. I am the executive editor of the ChannelPro Network. I am also a co-host of this program. I am joined this week, as every week, by your other co-host, Eric Simpson, a business transformation and improvement consultant for MSPs and other IT providers. Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Rich. Just trying to keep up with all of these virtual events that all of a sudden seem like they're just bottlenecking together here this month. It's just crazy what's happening in the space. And I know you cover a lot of these, and I participate in a lot of them. And it's become quite a balancing act here at the end of the quarter here.
It really is a little bit nuts. And I mean, what everything these days in one way or another comes back to COVID-19, right? So, I mean, earlier this year, there were all sorts of events that were supposed to happen in person in the spring and the summer. Those got kind of pushed back to the fall when people were sort of thinking, well, we'll be able to get together in person, but didn't quite work out that way. But I mean, there's like half a year's worth of events that seem to be happening in the month of October. And so this week, Ingram, SolarWinds, ConnectWise, just off the top of my head are all doing events. Next week, Acronis, Intel, Dell, Veeam, SureWeb, Eaton, Acer. There are probably more, all in that one week. So it is kind of lunacy right now in terms of virtual events.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, other than that, everything's great.
Okay, good. Well, let's dive into the top story of the week, which isn't actually a story per se. Ordinarily, here we would talk to you a little bit about something happening in the news, an article that's appeared in ChannelPro recently. But what I want to do instead, at the risk of banging our own drum, tooting our own horn a little bit, is just call attention to the October issue of ChannelPro, which actually went live in its entirety today as we record this on Thursday. And it's unique, something unique in the history of ChannelPro. Our very first issue appeared in the spring, March of 2007. In all the time since then, we've never actually dedicated an entire issue front to back to one topic. And we decided to go ahead and do that this year in our October issue. The entire issue is dedicated to the topic of diversity, equity, and inclusion in IT. Now, obviously, this comes against the background of lots of conversation happening in the country right now about subjects related to that area, but it's also really just ChannelPro feeling like we have an opportunity to help our readers do something that's not only just the right thing to do in general, but actually a really smart thing to do for their company, which is to say, make that employee base more diverse and take advantage of all the talent out there that sometimes gets underutilized in the IT industry. We all know, and the best statistics that are available in any event verify that the IT industry is overwhelmingly male, overwhelmingly white. There are all sorts of reasons for why that is, basically, and really the first thing for anyone to know about diversity in IT is that it really doesn't make any sense to get into, feel guilty about that, get into guilt trips, self-recriminate. People by nature tend to gravitate towards people they know, people like themselves, and over time, the cumulative effect of that in the IT industry is that we have a kind of narrow demographic. But what that ends up meaning is there are very talented, capable women, very talented, capable people of color who are not in the industry today. And there's all sorts of research that proves diverse organizations that take advantage of the full range of talent out there outperform less diverse organizations. And so what we decided to do in the October issue is a number of things. First of all, we knew going in that the editorial team at ChannelPro, as good as we are, we didn't want to kind of think our way through all of these topics exclusively on our own. And so we brought in a panel of guest editors to really guide us and help us understand what are the questions that need to be asked and what are the answers that we should be investigating. You, Eric, are part of that editorial team. It's part of why I bring it up on the show, and I thank you for being a part of that. There were, I believe, 11 people in total who participated. I'll just quickly run through the names, and you can look up who they are and what they do in the October issue. But we're so grateful to have had Gil Cargill, Randolph Carnegie, Bob Coppage, Juan Fernandez, Satima Fowler, Amy Cardell, Corey Kirkendall, you, Eric, Joanna Sobrin, Yvette Steele from CompTIA, and Alicia Vetter from ASCII Group. All of you folks, contributed time and insight and really directed us towards a table of contents for this issue that were going to help us address the issues that actually matter to our audience and can help them be more effective, both understand why they should maybe prioritize building a diverse organization. Because one of the reasons there isn't maybe as much diversity as we'd all like in IT is just that if you're running a small business, obviously, you've got your hands full already. But we hope to kind of help you understand why maybe this should be a priority, why it will benefit you, and then some things that you can actually do to actually head down that path and increase the diversity at your company right now. And then a number of members of that guest editor panel that I just listed for you there, including yourself, Eric, also contributed content to the issue, opinion columns, advice columns on tactics and techniques that they've used to further diversity in the organization, or just to help readers understand, what diversity in IT means to them, what it has meant to them in their life. So it's an issue that we're really proud of, pleased with at ChannelPro. Like I said, you can get the whole issue right now at our homepage, channelpronetwork.com. Several of the articles from within the issue are available individually on the website as well. All of them will be available eventually, both on our homepage and on a new site within the site, a page within the site that just went live yesterday, which we're calling Diversity Focus, because this is going to be an ongoing focus area for us. And you can find that on the homepage as well. So Eric, thank you so much for being a part of our October issue on diversity.
Hey, and thanks very much for reaching out. I mean, it is really a pleasure and honor working with my diverse guest editors. I mean, who better to reach out to deliver content than a group of completely diverse guest editors that embody exactly what we are talking about. So I was very, very happy to help contribute. And what's awesome about the issue, beyond the fact that your ChannelPro is taking a position here and saying this is important, this is very timely, and how this impacts every organization, and why we should look at adopting more diversity, equity, and inclusion practices in our organization. What are the benefits? And coming from all these different perspectives, it was really, really interesting to read through all of the different columns posted by the guest editors, because everyone has a different perspective on it, and is promoting different things to think about and to discuss within your organization. So it is a really awesome achievement, and I hope ChannelPro sees this as an opportunity to do a few more very specialized topic focused issues moving forward, because I think it just adds tremendous value servicing those important conversations within our organizations.
And I mean, there are certainly other topics worthy of that kind of treatment. And if we do that down the road, I very much expect that we would again do it with the help of a guest editor panel, because that really was a huge part of what made this work from our standpoint. So it wasn't just our voice. Basically, we pulled together a collection of voices who could really kind of come together. And the theme of the issue essentially is stronger together. When you have a diversity of voices and perspectives like that, you do wind up with something that's better for it in the end. And yeah, so the idea of more sort of special topic issues like this is a great one, and I think we would very much want to do that with the help of the channel, our friends on the channel.
Yeah, better together, like you say.
So let's get into your tip of the week here. We've spoken over the course of the year about various things that you might want to adjust, tune up, take a second look at. Given all the changes going on in the world right now, it's time maybe to take a second look at sales, right?
Yep, absolutely, Rich. And this is again just another timely topic as I continue to work with MSPs and vendors, helping to enable their partner channels and things like that. And I want us all to stop for a moment and take a look at our sales plan. What is your sales plan? Because if you're using last year's sales plan, it's probably not as effective, this year as it was last year for the obvious reasons, right? So time to look at your sales plan and what are the components of a great sales plan. I mean, you've got to understand what the objective is that you want that sales plan to accomplish. What is the increase in revenue you're looking to drive? Who are the folks within your organization that are going to be part of that new revenue realization? What is the sales strategy? How are you going to increase revenue in different segments, increase revenue with your existing clients, kind of expanding those revenue opportunities with existing clients? What about renewals, right? Subscription renewals, managed service agreement renewals, and things like that. What's the tactic and strategy for that? Again, existing client focused. And then what is the strategy for bringing in net new logos, right? So how are you going to accomplish that? What's your budget that you're going to allocate for that? And what vendors can you encourage to help defray the cost of that budget with some MDF, right? And how are you going to measure that success? What are the scorecard metrics that you're going to use to evaluate that success? Now, Rich, as we've talked on this program before, I've been devoting a lot of my, attention and guidance, especially in the last quarter or two, all about how to do things in the new normal, right? The new virtual reality that we are all in now, and how to be effective. So adjust that sales plan to incorporate delivering your sales appointments virtually, your QBRs with clients to, again, uncover those additional revenue opportunities inside those organizations virtually, and adapt and leverage the capability of the platform itself to help you deliver those meetings much more effectively. Have all of the assets that you're going to present to your existing clients from a QBR perspective at the ready, and bring them up and focus on them, in a very strategic manner to build that story and get your clients to say yes to new investments. With your new prospects, make sure that you're familiar how to use your virtual platform. Make sure you invest in decent equipment so that the technology isn't part of the conversation during the sales meeting, right? It's like, Rich, it's like watching a great movie with special effects, and the effects are so good that you believe it, right? You're in it, you're immersed in the moment, and then you watch movies that have shoddy special effects, and that's what you notice, and it takes you out of the movie, out of the moment and out of the movie, because man, that didn't look real at all. That looked fake, right? So don't make the technology, part of the conversation. Make sure that you're delivering your virtual meetings professionally. You're following an agenda, and don't make it awkward. But again, tie it back to how you're going to leverage using virtual platforms in your sales plan, and rethink your forecasts. I mean, look at historically, how did we do this same period last year? Is it safe to assume that we can match that? Or maybe some partners are exceeding it because they've really adopted effective ways to thrive, during quarantine, using virtual means and things like that. So again, Rich, at the end of the day, it's never too soon to review the sales plan and tweak and tune it. So, that's the guidance today.
And what comes to mind as you talk about that, because I love the thoroughness and the specificity and just the systematic approach to thinking your way through sales there. But what comes to mind when you talk about that is, from time to time in ChannelPro, we'll write about business plans. And, inevitably step one in the process we recommend is have a business plan, because there are lots of companies out there that don't. And I'm guessing, you can tell me if I'm wrong, same goes with a sales plan. I mean, there are plenty of people out there probably whose sales plan consists of one word: referrals. Have a sales plan, folks. I mean, and think it through at all the different levels that you Eric, were just going through, because it really is going to help you grow the business. And assuming that's your goal, you are looking to grow the business. Having a thorough sales plan that kind of thinks through all those different dimensions is really just a critical aspect of that.
Absolutely, Rich. And every decent business plan has a marketing plan and a sales plan as components of it, among others. And your sales plan should also identify whether you need more resources, right? Do you need to hire new sales professionals to help you achieve those goals? So that was another component of the plan as well. But yeah, team, it's never too soon to track performance and tweak and tune.
All right. Well, that leaves us time for just one more story this week. And we report about partnerships involving tech companies all the time here at ChannelPro. This one is a little bit on the wacky side, though. In fact, this particular partnership is so strange that the press release I got about it actually the headline begins with the words "not the Onion." Like they wanted you to know this is real. This isn't, you're not reading some joke from the Onion, because this particular partnership involves T-Mobile and Betty Crocker. Apparently the folks at T-Mobile are so proud of their new 5G technology, which has multiple layers to it, that they have partnered with Betty Crocker to come out with a 5G themed T-Mobile cake mix. That it's all in T-Mobile pink, or whatever that particular color is. By the way, I checked, and this is true as of yesterday, forget about today, sold out. So if this sounds delicious to you, don't bother trying to hunt it down, because it was a limited edition. You can't get them anymore. But for a while there was a T-Mobile Betty Crocker do-it-yourself home cake mix in pink that celebrated 5G technology.
Well, I tell you what, Rich, the marketing team over there at T-Mobile has really gone above and beyond during the pandemic. That is that is pretty awesome. And to get it to sell out, I mean, holy cow. Hey, not the Onion.
Not the Onion, indeed. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we've got this week on this episode of the 5-Minute Roundup. If you like the show, you want to take a look at some episodes in the past that you didn't get a chance to see, keep up with the new ones as they become available. What you want to do is go to the ChannelPro Network channel on YouTube and subscribe there. You're going to see that little bell icon. You want to click the little bell icon too if you want to get notified when Eric and I post a new episode. You want to see the October issue of the magazine. You want to keep up on the articles from that magazine individually as they become available, and also just keep up on everything that's happening in the news and at all those events we were talking about before. Go to channelpronetwork.com, because there is terrific new content going up there every single day. To learn more about Eric and the work he does with his clients, please go to ericsimpson.com. That is ERICK Simpson.com. So once again, thanks for joining us. We're going to be back next week with another episode of the show. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your week. Eric and I are enjoying the rest of your week already.